Hi, welcome back to John Cancio Presents. I am John Cancio. Next up, we're going to talk a little bit more on a serious note. And if you're just joining us today as co-hosts are Howard Plum and Misty Gallo. So thanks, guys, for hanging out with me today for topics. I really appreciate that.
Thank you for having us, John.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you. We're going to talk a little bit next about pit bulls because there's so many misconceptions. Or opinions, really. They don't necessarily have to be misconceptions. But I'm just going to read over a couple facts. From 2005 to 2012, pit bulls killed 151 Americans and accounted for 60% of total recorded deaths, including children, for dogs. So they killed this many people. And this is not just like bodily injury or putting people in comas. This is deaths that this has caused. So what is your guys' opinion on pit bulls? Some people think that it's the breed. Some people think that it is the owners. What are your views on this? Let's start off with Mr. Plum.
Sure. On pit bulls, I believe this. We're all born into this world, and we all have a chance. All right?
Okay.
When you were brought up a certain way, you're going to perform in a certain way. And I don't care if this is humans or pit bulls. Can all go together the same. It's the same. It's their owner. It's 100% their owner, in my view, because if the dog is hugged its whole life and shown attention, it's going to give that back. And I've seen dogs that literally were neglected and on purpose because they wanted to have a pit bull be, protected and mean. But that's where I would start with it, at least.
Okay.
I have other views too,
I'm gonna give you another statistic on that.
Sure.
In 2011, the first 8 months of the year, nearly half of the persons killed by pit bulls were the owner and primary caretakers.
So the actual owners were
killed by the pit bulls. Yeah.
They didn't like being treated so nice then, John. No, but how about
But
that?
I mean, doesn't that take a lot, for an animal to turn on the so to speak, the hand that feeds its mouth?
It absolutely does. Which brings me back to the fact that how about this, in these scenarios, how were these owners treating their dogs? Were they...
Well, that is a question as well. So I seem to think that it's a little bit of both. I think that there's a reason why it's this specific breed that is causing all these deaths and bodily injuries and attacks and stuff. There's a reason. Obviously, it's something in the breed as well.
Do you know
I
what?
think. And I think the owner is responsible too. So
Were there
I'm kind of on the fence
autopsies
of it.
done on the dogs? Because sometimes dogs have brain aneurysms and it makes them bug out.
But why is it always the pit bull? That's the question.
It's not always pit bulls. Pit bulls are just a focus
I'm
on
telling
it.
you statistically
No,
it is.
I'm just in the news. It is. Look up other dogs. If you Google other dogs, it's minorly they say stuff about other dogs. It's just they post more stuff about pit bulls because pit bulls is more popular. That is known that pit bulls attack.
Well, yeah, statistically they attack, they kill and hurt people more than the other breeds. You don't hear Dalmatians killing people.
Dalmatians are mean. Dalmatians are mean.
They may be, but
in that movie they were nice.
In the movie they're nice, but Dalmatians are mean dogs.
I'm talking statistically. They don't kill people normally. So
they just, they make it seem like that. But pit bulls they're very friendly dogs.
I mean, I did a show on pit bulls. Actually, we did a segment on my show with an audience, and they brought in the most lovable pit bull that I've ever encountered, and I just thought he was so sweet. I don't know if you came to that show or not. It's True Talk. It was a pet show I did. And this pit bull was lovely. And I kind of changed my mind about how pit bulls are. So I agree with you in a sense. I'm just playing devil's advocate here.
Yeah, no.
So
are they genetically, John, I've heard this before, genetically bred to be vicious and mean because they are, the quote-unquote, the protective dog?
They're terriers.
Yeah.
They're terriers.
Okay.
Pit bulls are terriers. Do you know that they're a terrier?
What about this? I saw this movie, but it's real life.
Okay.
they had battles. You know, remember, like, there's a ring and they bet money and then they fight. So they can also, there's that whole other thing. So say these dogs are attack dogs, right? They were born and bred to fight, to make money.
Some of them are.
What happens when they're done? When we're done having them fight and they go retire, where do these dogs go?
Do you watch?
They
Did
get
you
killed
watch
or they
about
kill.
Michael Vick?
Okay, well, none of us are experts here on the pit bulls, but we wanted to bring it up and talk about. Have either of you owned pit bulls before?
Yes, I've owned a few.
And was your pit bull friendly?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
All 3 of them were.
So you had 3 of them, and you never had an issue with
Never.
any of them.
And one of my dogs, I rescued. My first pit bull that I had, I rescued because he was a fighting dog, and he was the most lovable dog, and he was a fighting dog. You could walk right into my house and he wouldn't attack nobody. He was a fighting dog.
Now, would you get a pit bull?
Do you know what? In all honesty, I had a dog once, and to me it was so much work and responsibility. No, I would never get any dog.
Okay.
No.
It's like
That's,
If I'm gonna do that,
that's the safe answer.
I'll have a baby before I have a freaking dog.
You're gonna have the baby?
Yes, genetically.
Well,
No.
Okay. You may. We could probably make some big money if you have a baby.
I know, but then that'd be like that movie. Remember when Arnold Schwarzenegger and Arnold was pregnant in that movie?
Yeah.
I didn't like it. It's disgusting. All right.
Well, I thank you guys for. We didn't touch on it as too deep, but you guys were candid and you gave your opinions,
Sure.
so I appreciate that. And maybe next time we can go a little more in depth with it and talk more about it. Well, I thank you guys very much. We're gonna come back with a couple more silly. I think we do a little better on the silly topic.
Yes.
So we're gonna come back with 2 more silly topics. Don't go anywhere.